Welcome everyone. My name is Eric. I'm with Canadian Geographic Education, and we're excited to be back for our third year of the Marine Month program, created in partnership with the Canadian Marine Careers Foundation. So Marine Month, it's all about meeting the amazing people who work in Canada's marine industry and learning more about their careers. So thank you so much to all the classes tuning in live today. We have students joining us from provinces and territories right across the country. And we're so glad that you're here with us. So for all those who are watching on YouTube, stay tuned, and you'll be able to ask our invited guest today some questions in about 10 minutes. We also have at least one or two classes that will join us on screen as well. So we're delighted to have you all with us. We'll also be having a very quick Kahoot quiz at the end to kind of test a little bit what you learned today. So stay tuned for that. Put the pin number here on the screen, but I'll share it in the chat as well a bit later. You're all welcome to join that as well. So today we are joined by Captain Julien Lafrenière from Algoma Central Corporation. Algoma is one of Canada's largest shipping companies, operating vessels that transport essential goods across the Great Lakes and beyond. So Captain Julien is here to share a little bit about what life is really like as a ship captain and to answer your questions. So without further ado, let's welcome Captain Julien. Hi, thanks for joining.
Hi, good. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. Well, maybe just to start, where are you joining us from today?
Today I'm on the Algoma Endeavour. We're currently in Quebec City, and we're unloading grain.
Wonderful. Well, maybe you could just tell us a little bit about Algoma Central. Like, what is its mission?
Algoma Central Corp, as you said, is one of the largest marine carrier in Canada. Our main mission is essentially to carry different good and essential goods to different customers. Algoma Central Corp mainly operate its Canadian fleet on the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River. But it's also involved in the ownerships of about 100 vessels around the world, including the Canadian fleet. And in the various cargo we carry, we're looking at, we can carry iron ore, grain, salt, different fertilizer, coal. And as I said, those are for various customers. One of them is an interesting thing. We are carrying grain from Thunder Bay to Hamilton to a flour mill. And they produce the flour used by Tim Horton to make Timbits and donuts. So that's nice customers to serve.
Sure. Yeah, very important indeed. So maybe can you tell us a bit more about your role as a captain, some of your main responsibilities? Curious, just like, is there something maybe most people don't know about your job as a ship captain?
Captain roles and responsibility can go down for a long list. To keep it short and simple, I would say as a Great Lake captain, we got there's two sides to the job itself. Say one side is the management of the vessel, and the other side is the pilotage. On the management side, as a captain, I'm responsible for the safe and efficient operation of my vessel. So that covers safe navigation of the vessel, cargo operation, communication. We got to stay in contact with different authorities, Coast Guard, harbor master, customers, our own office. Also, I got to manage the crew on board, including like problem with the crew, dispatching crew with jobs. Also, I'm responsible for supply of the vessel, make sure we got enough fuel, grocery, things like that to keep the ship running. When we say safety of the vessel, as captain, I got the ultimate authority on board. So in case of any emergency, it's my responsibility to deal with those emergency and keep everybody safe. Also, like people don't like to say that, but there's a paperwork side to the job as well, record keeping and all that. because we're in a legal world, so there's all kinds of rules and regulation I got to be aware of and make sure we respect them. And so I would say that's the biggest. That's a good resume of the management side of the job. It's like managing a small company. And on the pilotage side of the job, pilotage is the navigation of the vessel in restricted water. That's the official term, put it this way. As a Great Lake captain, we are trained to do pilotage of the vessel on our own, so we don't have to take an actual pilot on board. So I'm doing the pilotage of the vessel. And piloting, if you compare that to driving a car, say normal navigation of the ship would be driving your car on the highway. Not many risks, lots of room. You're going in a single direction, it's easy. So then the officer of the watch would be looking after that. And when we start doing pilotage, it's a little bit like driving in a backcountry road. There's puddles, bumps, could be all kinds of dangers around. It's trickier. So when we get in those areas where it's trickier, there's more danger or less room for error, then you want someone who's trained and specialized in navigating in those areas to ensure you're still navigating safely. And when we say pilotage, there's also the maneuvering side of it. The maneuvering side of navigation, or what we call ship handling, is the equivalent of parking your car. So when we arrive at a dock or when we got a anchor, then we got to slow down the vessel, get the vessel stopped somewhere and tie up to a dock. So it's really the equivalent of parking a car. And that whole pilotage aspect as a Great Lake captain occupy most of my time because we're often in rivers, often ship handling. And that's definitely the side of the job that I personally find really interesting. It challenges yourself every day because condition can be different every time, and every maneuver is always a little bit different, even if you're going back in the same places. And when you're saying something people are not necessarily aware of the job is the work schedule. As a captain, I don't have a daily schedule. I'm not doing 8 to 5 or Monday to Friday. When I'm on board, I'm working every day. And I work when I need to work. So when we're piloting, I'll be up day or night for pilotage or arrival departure. And like usually we're working usually around 6 months a year. So that's different about the job, but it makes it really interesting too.
Great. Well, yeah, lots of responsibilities that you have there. So, you mentioned you work with a team. Can you tell us what's your team like?
Regular crew, say for vessels sailing on the Great Lakes with Algoma, be between 17 and 20 crew member on board. And the crew will be dividing in different departments. You will have the deck department, engine, and the galley. Of course, operating the ship is a big machine, and it's impossible for a single person to do everything on board. So with all that crew, everybody got specific responsibility dividing between all those departments. So for example, the deck will look after the maintenance for everything on deck. So maintenance of deck equipment, paint job, operating the deck. So operating the equipment on deck, allowing us to load, unload, preparing the vessel for loading or unloading, and so many other items. But to keep it short, mostly everything going on deck is done by the deck department. And then you got the engine room department who looks after the whole mechanical side of the vessel. So of course the main engine, but there's also a generator providing electrical power to the ship. Steering apart is the rudder itself, freshwater system, sewage, air conditioning. All those systems has to be maintained and repaired, and that's the engine room department looks after that, the engineers. And we also have the galley department. That's our cook, one of the most important department and a single person department in many cases. Cook, as his role says, he's preparing meal for the whole crew, and you can tell on the ship if you got a good cook or not. It's pretty obvious by the crew attitude. So it's a really important role. And as I say, all those teams have to work together to be able to operate your ship efficiently, because one team cannot go anywhere without the other teams. So it's a huge teamwork. And just further on teamwork, just on the bridge itself, when we're navigating, it's not a single man operation. I'll be on the bridge with a wheelsman who's actually executing my order on the wheel to turn the vessel, and I'll have another officer with me. And all that is to avoid mistakes. So having those extra person on the bridge who are working with me are watching out for things I could have missed, and they can raise concern. And this way it allows us to operate in a safer manner and avoid incidents.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Good. Well, I know you mentioned a bit of a unique kind of schedule at your work. I'm wondering, how do you balance your job with the rest of your life or your family time?
I must say it's not always easy. I got a wife and a 3 years old boy. Sometimes you might feel like you're missing things because you're gone for work. As I said, I work 180 days a year. But on the other hand, I also have 6 months off. I got 6 months home on vacation, and that's great. On the side that yes, when you're gone, you might miss some things. Like I won't be home for Halloween this year. I wish I could, and it's always fun with a little boy. But my schedule allowed me to be home for Christmas, and I was home for my son's birthday this year, so that's nice. And also, when I'm home, I'm fully available for my family. When I go home, I don't bring any work from the ship. When I leave the ship, someone else take my place and operate the ship when I'm home. So I don't have to bring any work home. I don't have to think about the ship when I'm home. I'm really off and no work in the back of my mind. And being fully available for my family allows us to have all kinds of meaningful moments and creating memories. Another thing too that I realized over the years is when I compare with my friends, like they work Monday through Friday. They get on Saturday, gotta do all kinds of chores, get ready for next week. So Saturday is busy, and then they come to Sunday, got a little bit of time off, and then Monday back to work. So at the end of the week, they really spend maybe 1 or 2 evening family time, and then Sunday. As when I'm home, when the girlfriend's working, when my son is in kindergarten, I can do all the chores, get everything ready, and when they get back home, I'm fully available for family time and spend time with the family. And also, I must say, Algoma is really, really aware about work and life balance. They try to conciliate with family life as well. I had a year, my grandfather passed away, and we knew he was going to pass away. And I wanted to be able to go home and say goodbye and be there to support my mother through that. And I just emailed the office. I told them the situation. And of course, it's not immediate because they got to find a relief for me before I can get off. But they didn't say, okay, we'll try. And they did manage to find someone. They sent him in Chicago. I got relief in Chicago, which is not something we usually do. But for this situation, it was allowed. And I was able to get home and say goodbye to my grandfather the day before he passed away. So things like that. Yes, there's challenge, but I must say thank you to Algoma to be so conciliant with all that. And when you work it out, you can make it work, and it's not too hard. There's good and bad days like everything, but I think overall I spend more time with my family than many other person.
It's good. It's good. Well, thank you for sharing that. So I have maybe one more question for you, but maybe we'll come back to that in a minute. I wanted to. I understand you brought a little video to share with us. So. Give a little behind the scenes look at your life as a captain. So maybe we'll have a look at that first, and then we'll move on to some questions from our audience. So let me just pull that on stage. We'll take a look.
8:00. I just got out of bed. Now it's time for breakfast, and then I'll start planning my day.
Here's the galley where Chief Cook Kyle is going to get some breakfast ready. All our meals are being prepped in here 3 times a day.
So today we're going to be transiting up the Detroit and St. Clair River. That should take about 8 hours. And then 4 hours later, we're going to be arriving in Goderich. So for today, I won't start working until noon. So this way I'll be fresh for the whole transit and the arrival in Goderich. So hopefully the day will be over by 2, 3 in the morning.
So it's 11:30. Just got the call from the bridge. We're about 30 minutes away from the Detroit River. So I'm just going to step down for a quick bite, and then I'll go relieve the officer on the bridge to take control and do the pilotage through the river.
It's noon. I just arrived on the bridge. I'm going to be relieving the officer on watch to take control for the pilotage in the river.
Bridge, so I'll take over.
Okay, we're just coming to 344 through Walkway. Easterly light.
Any traffic coming down close?
Nothing reported. We've got 80% on the engine right now.
80% on the engine. Anchors are clear and we're in.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I have the call.
Roger.
It's 17:30 supper time. We're still in the St. Clair River. Got about another 3 hours or so to clear the river. So as a piloting captain in
in charge of the navigation right now. I cannot leave the bridge, so I'll be having my supper on the bridge. It's 20:30. We're just coming clear of the St. Clair River, and now we're heading towards Goderich. Should be over there in about 4 hours to be on our approach. So that gives me a little break. So I'll have a few hours of rest and then back up to get the ship into Goderich. It's 1 o'clock and we're approaching Goderich. I'm back on the bridge and I'll be maneuvering the vessel to get alongside. We're now all secured in Goderich. It's around 2 o'clock now. That's the end of the day for me, and I'll be back on the bridge to leave Goderich after we finish loading.
Okay, that's great. Great little video there. Really cool to see your bit of a day in the life. Was there anything you could tell us about what we just saw there?
I must say, making such video is a little bit challenging because we're trying to share what's a normal day in the life of a captain. But as I said, we're working any hours of the day and whenever it's required. So that was one day, but I won't say it's a typical day. Some day are shorter, luckily, and some day could be longer as well. It could be a nighttime transit in the river. It could be daytime. The weather is different every time. So it's hard to summarize a typical day. And also, even in the river, it took that day took probably around, started at noon, so 14, 15 hours overall. So it's hard to summarize that day in a 3 minutes video, but I think it gives a rough idea of what timing can be like. And yes, it's as I mentioned, it's going between ship management in the morning and then river, and at the end of the day, maneuvering to get in. So it shows a bit of every aspect we can go through a day.
Well, very cool, and thanks for sharing that with us. Really good to see. So I think we'll maybe turn things over to some of our questions from students. So I know we have a class waiting in the background here. I believe it's Mrs. Melanie Sidia has class in Saskatchewan. So we're going to pull you up on screen here. You guys can start. Before I do that, just a reminder to all those watching on YouTube, feel free to, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I'll get them over to Captain Julien. So before we go to that, let's talk to our class here behind the scenes. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So where are you guys joining us from?
So we're in Saskatchewan, in Saskatoon, and we'll say also that we're Treaty 6 and homeland of the Métis.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, it's great to have you guys. Does anyone have any questions for the captain?
Right. Go ahead, Oshida. Nice and loud.
Let's say someone got sick on board. Would you have a first aid kit or someone who is specialized to treat sicknesses?
Yeah, that's true. Yes, we do. In the event someone gets sick on board, we do have medical supply, some basic medical supply, because our navigation area, as we are on the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River, allows us to quickly evacuate someone from the vessel. So for minor injuries or minor sickness, like someone having a cough or cold, stuff like that, we can deal with it on board, or like small cut and bruises. And for major injuries, then we can easily get like medical evacuation using helicopter, or we'll deviate the ship itself to reach the closest port or the closest area where we could get the person off in case it's something more major.
Good question. Another question?
Go ahead.
Do you enjoy your time off?
Yeah. Yes. As I always say, it's always too short and it goes too fast. You gotta enjoy. You definitely gotta enjoy what you do. I love my job, but being home with the family and doing your hobby, that's I always enjoy that more, and I hope it's always going to stay like that. I think it's important. And yes, it always goes too fast. We got lots of time off, and honestly, if I could get more, I would like to get more, but still have to work.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
Why did you choose Marine as your job?
Why did you choose Marine as your job?
Why did you choose? Oh, geez, that's a really good question. I could go on for hours about that. it's for someone in the marine industry that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Lots of people you're going to meet are going to tell you that they had a parent or someone in their family who was sailing before. In my case, there was nobody. The only sailing experience I had when I was younger is my father always had a sailboat on Lake Champlain, and I grew up just sailing on a 30-foot sailboat. And I always enjoyed being on the water, sailing and going around. And it happened that one day I met someone in the marina who was a sailor and went through marine school. And he just mentioned that to me. And I think I was 10 years old back then. And at 10 years old, I knew I wanted to go through marine school and go sailing. And I always told myself, I got to give it a try and I'll see if I like it. And I've been sailing since. So I think I really found what I love.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of questions. That's great.
What's your favorite thing about your job?
Favorite thing about the job, I would say it's that it's not an 8 to 5 job. I really enjoy the fact that every day is a little bit different. Like today, we're in Quebec City. It's kind of a more relaxed day for me. Like normally I would have time to go ashore, go for a walk, come back, do a little bit of a paperwork office job. For example, yesterday we were in the St. Lawrence Seaway. So it was a long day for me, but it was a full day of pilotage. I was navigating through the St. Lawrence Seaway from Lake Ontario to Montreal. So the fact that every day is a little bit different, I really appreciate that. And it's an industry where you can always move ahead. Like I started sailing as a watchkeeping mate, and over the last 10 years, I've worked my way up as captain. So it keeps giving you new challenges if you want some.
Very good. Another question?
Okay. Ibrahim, you were waiting.
Are you on a ship right now?
Yes, I'm currently on board the mighty Algoma Endeavor. It's a self-unloading vessel. And if you want to see more about my ship, you can go on Marine Traffic or just search the Algoma Endeavor on Google and you'll find some pictures.
Wait, so your ship loads phones?
Sorry?
Ship carries phones?
Your ship carries phones, communication equipment.
Do you have internet and Wi-Fi on your ship?
Yes, we do have satellite internet, and we have satellite phone as well for when we're out of regular cell phone range.
Go ahead, Emily.
Do you like work the same months every year?
Sorry, same boat?
Same months.
Same months? No, it can vary. I do have a schedule I prefer. Like over the years, I've been working. Normally, as we're sailing in the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River, from January till end of March, the seaway is closed, so most of our ship are stopped. So I'm usually off for those 3 months, and I've been taking June, September, and December off for the last 7 years. I really enjoy that schedule. But this year, my schedule is a little bit different. So depending on what's happening, what we got planned, we can change our schedules to fit our need or what we would like to have for time off.
Hey, Levi.
What kind of food do you eat on board?
That depends a lot on the cook. You got some good and you got some excellence, obviously. But it varies a lot. And also in our fleet, we got cooks from different nationalities as well and crew from different nationalities. So we got lots of varieties. It can go from stir fry to like regular corned beef meal, stuff like that. So it varies a lot from one ship to another and from one cook to another.
Okay, maybe 2 more questions. That's okay.
Okay. All right. Hayden.
Like since your sailings are driving your sailing sometimes at night, do you usually get enough sleep or?
Oh, that's that's another one we could go for hours long. So according to Canadian regulation, I must have at least 8 hours of rest of 8 hours where I don't work in a 24-hour day. So sometimes we're going right to the limit. So we're working 16-hour day. Sometimes we're working only 8. It varies a lot. But yes, sleep and rest on board a vessel can be challenging sometimes. But we do our best to get as much sleep as we can to be in good shape to do our job.
And Sophie.
What's your favorite meal that you've ever had on board?
Favorite meal I had on board? Oh, that's a good question. Oh my. I would say one year I was on the Algoma Sioux, and I was lucky to be one of the best cook we had in our fleet, Winston Jill. I got to give him the credit. He made, I think it was for Thanksgiving, if I remember well. He made a prime rib dinner with Yorkshire pudding and all the work, and I must say it was delicious.
Great. Well, thank you so much for all those questions, guys. It was really, really wonderful, and appreciate you guys joining us today.
Thanks for the questions.
Thanks again for having us.
All right. Okay, great. So before we go, I did promise we would do a little Kahoot quiz. So I'm going to pull that up on the screen here. So please feel free to join. Maybe while we wait, we did have a couple questions in the chat. Maybe I can pull one of these here. Do you ever see wildlife from the bridge?
Yes, actually, on the Great Lakes, we see less. But when we have the opportunity to be on the St. Lawrence River from Quebec City down into the St. Lawrence Gulf, we do see lots of wildlife, especially in the Saguenay River area, Tadoussac area. There's lots of whales in that area. You can see blue whales, humpback whales, minkies, belugas. I had the chance to see a great white shark off Port Daniel in Gaspésia, and around Port Cartier I saw a pilgrim shark and a Greenland shark. So you don't necessarily see them every day, but as you sail down there now and then, and some ship more often, definitely you see wildlife, and it can be really impressive.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Okay, well, we only have a few minutes left, so let's get this quiz going. See how you guys do. So I think just 4 questions for you. Hopefully not too challenging, but we'll see who was paying attention today. So first question, what is Algoma Central's main mission? To explore new islands, to give tours of the ocean, to transport essential goods, or to build new ships? Guys do. All right, excellent. Everyone got it right. Fantastic. Let's see who was the fastest. All right, Unique Mole. Great names. Okay, Epic Shark and Jazzy Llama. Pull it up behind. Next question. What is one of Captain Julien's main responsibilities as ship captain? Driving the ship all by himself, cooking meals for everybody, making sure the ship is clean, leading the crew, and ensuring safe navigation. I think I got this one. Do you sometimes cook yourself, or generally you're always?
No, once in a while I might go down the galley, try to cook a meal for my crew.
Okay. Get a bit of freedom there. Okay, everyone got that one. Oh, Epic Shark now in the lead. Question 3. What are the most common types of goods that Algoma transports? Grain, iron ore, fuel, video games and clothes, seafood, cars and planes. Okay. Let's see how you guys do. Again, everyone's batting 100 right now. Amazing. Okay. Unique Mole back in the lead. This is the final question for the win. Where does Algoma mostly operate its ships? So the Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence, or the Mediterranean? I guess that picture is a bit of a clue. Okay, again, oh, perfect. Okay, everyone was paying attention. Fantastic. So great job, everyone. Third place, we have Jazzy Llama. Good job. Second place, Fearsome Buffalo. Oh, I caught up there. And the winner is Epic Shark. So
Congratulations.
congratulations. Well done. All right, great. Well, I guess we've reached the end here. So just a few things before we go. First of all, thank you, Captain Julien, for joining us. Really appreciate you sharing.
Happy to share.
Yeah, it's great to have you, and really appreciate you doing this for us. I want to thank all the students who joined us, and especially our class from is it Dr. John G. Ignatieff School in Saskatoon. Thanks very much for joining us. And for all the students and schools watching online, it's great to have you. I just want to let you guys know a few things. So if you want to learn more about this program, register for other events that are coming up. We also have learning resources available for teachers as well. You can get those on our website, which is on screen here. So cangioeducation.ca /Marine Month. And if you're interested, maybe in starting a journey in the marine industry, thinking about maybe considering a career, you can join or you can check out the website imaginemarine.ca. So on this site, you can find out more about how to get into the industry. There's lots of different resources there to kind of help you out. If you have any other questions, you can probably find some answers there as well. So otherwise, just keep your eyes out for the next Marine Month presentations coming up very soon. Next ones are next week on Tuesday. So we hope to see you there. Thanks again, everyone. Thanks, Julien. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.